welcome back to Fired Up Forge. Today we are going to be making a Swedish style cross peen hammer. It's just going to be a small one, probably around 13 ounces or something like that. That's kind of what they've been running. And we're going to be starting with a 3-inch long piece of square stock that I've already marked the center, front and back. So we're ready to get to rolling on this thing. So let's go ahead and get it hot and get started. Okay, so everything is really cold. So it's gonna be cooling off really quick. But we'll start drifting this eye down. There's a little bit of fiddle work that you have to do to make sure you find center on both sides. I did all that before I started making this video. It's just a bunch of measuring and placing the punch in the right spot. And when it gets red, it starts to get bouncy, so we'll flip it over and start coming in on the other side. All right, we're on the other side. It's just going to be a bunch of this until I get both sides hammered down. And I've done it both ways. Hammer it all the way through until you see a shadow, and then start coming down the other side. But it really starts to distort it. So I'll come in on both sides, hopefully meet in the middle and get a nice clean shear. So this is like the 7th or 8th heat. And I don't know if we're going to get it this time as far as the plug goes, but it's pretty close. We might get it. Every time I think I'm going to get it, it's usually another heat or two before I actually get it. Yeah, not this time. Maybe next time. We still got a little bit of heat left. We're not going to get her. But you can see it's about ready to come out. Let's see what happens. There it is. Look at that one hit. We got a pretty nice little shear. Not a lot of rag in here. So now we got to get the drift in here. We're going to start spreading out the shape. Actually, I'm not going to do that. I don't know why I said that wrong. I'm going to start hammering the peen out and that way, if the eye gets distorted, I'll have plenty of drift left to get all that fixed up. All right. Let's take a look at this thing. Pick which side I want the peen to be on. So now I'm going to start hammering down the peen. This actually goes pretty quick. I'm not going to worry too much about the fish lips because I'm just going to grind that out. All right, let's get back at that. Squeeze it a little tighter. Trying to keep these upsets because I don't want it to fan out. I just want it to angle down. I don't want it to fan out. All right, so I'm going to get my drift in there. And I'm going to start to widen this thing. I'm using my straight peen because that's what's comfortable. Focusing my blows towards the drift because out here at the front of the eye it's unsupported. All right. I'll figure out how to get this off. And then we're going to do the same thing on the other side. All right, so now I got to come in on the other side. I got a little bit of the punch sticking through so I can jam it off. Wintertime's always great for losing a hammerhead. All right, we got, oh, that was easy. All right, I did one side without you. And I'm on the last side. I'm kind of keeping the hammer face off the anvil. So you can see it's getting really narrow, but I'm keeping the face itself off the anvil. So I want to keep that not so narrow, or keep the anvil face as square as possible. Okay, so because this is going to be a Swedish style cross peen, I gotta get that shape started, and I'm going to use my horn to do that. And we'll hit both sides. So you can kind of see where it's going. All right, so I'm going to try to come up a little bit higher. Kind of make the places where the peens start the same. And kind of get it to the center. Take some adjustments in a red heat. All right, so now we're going to go back to the drift, get it in there. I'm going to use my rounder to kind of clean everything up. All right, so let's get the drift in here. I'm using the swedge because I don't want to flatten out those cheeks I just made. I'm keeping the hammer face off the anvil. So now I'm just trying to clean everything up. Getting some straight peen marks out. Getting out some wonkiness from wailing on it with the straight peen. So you can see it's tapered, nice and fat out here. We got our iconic shape in there, started out. So we're going to go ahead and flip it over, get the other side. All right, I think I can say this right now. I'm on the same side as far as the eye goes. But now I'm going to go to the other side of the flat of the hammer. And I guess the reason it's important that I keep saying which side, as far as the eye goes, I'm on, because the further up the drift I get, you can see the drift is tapered. It's just going to keep smashing that side of the eye down if I focus hitting on it. So I'm kind of focusing on hitting about from the center towards the drift. I mean, it's inevitable. You're going to hit it a little bit. What that does, it creates a really deep wink in there, and it will actually like, it looks like a crack, but it's just like almost like a cold shut, to where it collapses on itself, and it's virtually impossible to get it open, to open up all the way. So when I finished drifting the eye, I'm just trying to avoid that. As if I show you here. See, I got a little bit here and a little bit here. It's kind of hard to see. I got a little bit here and a little bit here, but I got plenty of drift to where I can round this out and make it nice and round without that little wink in there. But if I hit it too hard, it'll actually close up, look like a crack. And once it does, it never opens back up. But right now we're in good shape. So now I'm going to flip it over and I'm going to focus on this side. All right, so I took one heat without you. See, there's probably a better way to do this. It's gonna be too loud over here. Ding, ding, ding. It does have a nasty cold shut where I tapered this thing, but that's all going to be ground out. All right, so I'm going to hit the top side again and get it the thickness I want it. And hopefully it'll get a little bit wider. So probably got about 2 more heats before we switch to the next step. We're going to do this side. I'm not going to get too deep in there. We're going to do this side and then I'll do that other side by myself. So I think I'm going to go ahead and call this the bottom, because that's just the way it's naturally starting to look. We're going to have some adjusting to do. You can kind of see what I was talking about. Got a little bit of, I don't know if the light's going to catch it. Got a little bit of a wink right here and here. Hopefully I got enough drift to get that out. But the other side looks really good, so I'm probably going to call this side top. All right, so this part of the forging, I'm sure you can argue, is not traditional. But I just like the way it looks, and I'm going to add it in. I'm just going to use my guillotine tool here to get a little separation in here. Isolation of some sorts, I guess. So that's going to take a few heats. So I think I'm just going to do the 4 sides. I'm not going to go octagon or anything like that. And I have to rotate it because get more driving force on this die side than you do the bottom side, the top side, I should say. They're both dies. You get more metal movement on this top side that I'm actually hitting. So I'm just trying to keep it even, keep my line straight. You can kind of see where that's going. Just pushing the hammer face out a little bit. It's going to make the hammer a little longer. All right, this will probably be my last heat in the guillotine tool. I'm going to go ahead and focus on Getting the peen finished up. That looks pretty decent, I guess. So we'll spin it around. We'll get the peen finished up, and then we'll finish off the eye. All right, so these are not going to be very hard blows. I'm really not trying to do too much forging here. Just trying to get everything cleaned up. I'm not ignoring you, I'm just looking at it. You see a lot more needs to be done when it's in a red heat. I'm just trying to move that peen into the center. All right, let's get this eye straightened out. We'll do a little bit more forging in here. Try and do some cleanup, that's all. All right, let's come in through the top now. This is going to be the bottom. I got most of the wink out. There's a little bit left. Top looks really good though. All right, let's see here. Not too shabby. A little bit crooked. I think I got that out. That's from the top, so I'm going to take another look from the bottom, and then I'll get the mark in it. Well, that's not the bottom, that's the top. I put it in there wrong. That looks pretty straight. My mark in here before it cools down. Too much. Mark's facing the wrong way, but what are you going to do? Let's see here. That looks good. I think all in all, it don't look too shabby. All right, it's coming from the bottom again. I don't look too bad. nose is facing down a little bit. Really don't even know. I think it's probably okay. I think it's probably okay. All right. So I'm going to let it cool down. I'm going to grind off that cold shut. Then we'll show you what the profile looks like. Probably could have hit it a little bit more in here. I might do that. Alrighty, well, I guess it's time to go ahead and let y'all go. I went ahead and profiled the hammer over at the grinder. We lost about 1/4 of an inch of the tail where I had to grind that cold shut out. But yeah, I got it all profiled on a 60 grit belt. And this one is going to go into heat treat. And these are some other ones I worked on this weekend. I got a ball peen, another Swedish style cross peen, and I did a flatter rounder. So all these are ready for heat treat, but today's project is done. We're going to go ahead and shut this down, let y'all go. Remember to like, share, subscribe, all that good stuff. And eventually these 4 hammers will be available on my Etsy store, so you can go there and look for them at Metalman Productions. At Etsy.com. But for now, I'm going to go ahead and let you go, say bye, and we'll see you on the next one.